Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode, of Dan Tony Sports. It feels good to be back after 2 long weeks off. How are you guys doing tonight? I have Dan O'Shea and Dan Beebe with me, so it's the 3 Dan band again tonight. How are you guys doing?
Good. All right. Glad to be back.
As you can tell, we are missing the one, the only Tony Casper, but we will still have a great show. We were planning on doing our Madden broadcast series championship, but not able to do that because Dan O'Shea and Tony are the teams playing for the championship, and since Tony's not here, not able to do that. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk NHL playoffs, we're going to talk NBA playoffs, we're going to talk NFL draft, and we're going to unveil our 2 newest segments, the ones replacing the Lonzo Ball MVP update.
Oh boy, yeah, can't wait.
Oh yeah, but first we're going to start our show like we do every episode with our, I almost said This Week in Sports History, this is how we close, with our pigskin poetry. As you might remember, there's a new football team in the city of Albany, the Albany Empire. The Empire have done it. They got a win. Now that they have won, the streak can begin. Continue this trend and conquer them all. Become the emperors of arena football. Claim victory against the Valor and slaughter the Soul. Banish the Brigade and make Albany whole. Lead us to greatness, inspire us to fight, and give us a reason to come out on Saturday nights. So continue with your winning and don't lose your focus and vision, because winning the Arena Bowl is your one and only mission.
Love it.
Yeah. Let's go Albany Empire. They're 1-2 on the season.
Definitely gonna
win. Local fanship going strong.
Yeah. They're 1-2 on the season. They didn't start off so hot. They got absolutely throttled by the defending champs, the Philadelphia Soul, and then they lost to the Baltimore Brigade, but they got in the win column against the Valor just this past Saturday night. So,
see any of the games live yet, or no?
No. Nope, haven't had a chance to go see them live, but I've watched them on CBS because they're showing all the arena games, I guess. All right, guys, the first thing we're going to talk about is the NBA playoffs, a.k.a. the NBA LeBrons, because he's just been absolutely dominating.
The LeBronto Raptors.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's just quickly run through the series so far. First round, the Warriors beat the Spurs. It wasn't much of a series.
No Kawhi means that the Spurs are, a shell of themselves. Although I do have to give props to LaMarcus Aldridge. He really stepped up, but the Warriors are just a powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, and especially without your best defender, your best scorer, the leader of your team, the youth on the team, the best
robot.
Yeah, the best player in the West possibly. You're not going to get very far in the playoffs. The next series was the Rockets and the Timberwolves. Rockets beat the Timberwolves. Timberwolves were just lucky to get into the playoffs. Yeah. But I think we've seen something that could potentially be one of the scariest things that I've seen in a long time, and that's playoff Jimmy Butler. He was an animal like Absolutely. I've never seen in the playoffs.
My thing with the Timberwolves is you need to get Cat involved, like, all game. And they were not really doing that very well.
Well, I mean, I honestly was the first game wondering the same thing that you guys were. Why aren't they getting Karl Anthony Towns more involved? And then I watched games 2 and 3, and I'm like, oh, because he actually sucks.
He doesn't actually suck. He's,
playoff Cat sucks.
First playoffs, the Timberwolves are going to be back. They're a team on the rise. He did need to step up more, but, you also have to give him opportunities to do so. Let him get hot, give him a couple easy baskets. But we're definitely going to see more of the Timberwolves. But it's the Rockets are another powerhouse. They are, it's them and the Warriors as the teams to beat in the West.
Absolutely, and I mean, You're also seeing the rise of the Utah Jazz as a powerhouse, which came from nowhere. Get rid of your best player and and be better the next season.
I think I don't know.
Yeah,
if that series it was more of the Jazz. No disrespect to the Jazz, but I don't know if it was more the Jazz being good or the Thunder being bad. They need to get rid of Melo ASAP. In retrospect, that trade from the Knicks made, it looks better and better, even if we don't hold on to Cantor.
He wants to be back.
Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily want him back, but that's a topic for another time. But Melo, is refusing to come off the bench, and he needs to. If he's gonna play on that team, he needs to accept that he is no longer the player he was. Try and be sixth man of the year. See what you have left in the tank, but it's not. You're not the same player. You can't just take over games anymore.
Where does this attitude that he's got come from? Like, he's done nothing in his career, really. Like, he's made the playoffs a couple times.
Yeah, he was a very dominant scorer. Everyone thought that he, was a lock for greatness, and he was always a great scorer. But he doesn't play defense, and you're not going to win games like that. Westbrook and Paul George looked fantastic, and if Melo had actually been a big three like they were planning, and played defense and passed the ball a little bit more and accepted, that he was just not the person needing to start, then, who knows what might have happened. But the Thunder need to honestly get rid of him in any way possible, because if not, they're going to lose Paul George this offseason. Oh,
I think they're going to lose Paul George regardless this offseason. He's destined to be the next Laker.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm terrified that him and LeBron are going to
go to Philly
place, and they're just going to destroy everybody. That to me just does not sound fun. All right, next series.
Really quickly, the point I was making about the what has he done for Carmelo is, you look at someone that I think you could say is his equal or his superior, who has accepted that they're coming off the bench, and that's Dwayne Wade, who has multiple championships. Dwayne Wade has accepted his role of coming off the bench, and Dwayne Wade is at the very least equal to Melo.
I think he's older.
They were drafted in the same draft. Dwayne Wade, I think, did three years at Marquette, and Melo did 1 year at Hughes. So yeah, he's 2 years older, maybe.
Yeah, so maybe Melo's just not willing to accept that he's old yet. But
how long has Tony Parker been coming off the bench?
Yeah.
Like 14 years.
And you're with Paul George and Russell Westbrook, who are in their prime, absolutely great players. You can't keep up with them anymore. You're not LeBron.
You're not Uncle Drew.
Maybe he thought he was LeBron because they came out at around the same time, but
LeBron's a year younger than him, I think.
But LeBron's still going to be dominant next year and the year after and the year after that.
Well, LeBron's just a physical freak,
right? And Melo isn't, and he needs to accept that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the same kind of longevity that LeBron has. I think Giannis is going to have as well, because he's just a physical freak.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I know it's a different sport, but it's Michael Phelps, 16 years of swimming dominance,
right?
Because he's a freak.
You're just built perfectly for the sport and for seemingly longevity. Now, we haven't seen that necessarily out of Giannis yet, but so far so good.
I'd say
LeBron's injury history is just non-existent,
and mostly precautionary for we have secured a top 3 spot in the playoffs. We'll win regardless. We'll let him sit.
Right.
But yeah, let's unless you have something more you want to say about LeBron and all that, we can move on to the next series, which was Jazz Thunder. Donovan Mitchell. If he is not the Rookie of the Year,
he definitely should be. He has been fantastic.
If Ben Simmons wins it, I'm going to be pissed off because he's not a rookie.
He's not.
In the NBA.
Mitchell was better. Mitchell was better this year than Simmons was. Congrats to Simmons for coming back and coming back strong. But Simmons' game is still pretty limited. He needs to, be able to not get shut down like he did a couple of times this series against the Celtics.
If they want to give him an award, he's the red shirt rookie of the year.
Yeah. But Mitchell has been, going up against the Rockets and has just been killing it. He killed it against the Thunder. There's just not enough good things you can say about that kid. The Jazz got an absolute steal. Wish the Knicks had gotten him. But wow, he's really good.
The only thing that you can say, which I think is possibly one of the biggest compliments that you can give an athlete, is he has it. Whatever it is. Nobody knows what it is, we just know who has it. He has it.
Yeah.
He's not a physical freak like LeBron or Giannis. He's not huge like Kevin Durant, but I'm projecting that in, let's say, 3 or 4 years, he is going to be talked about with the same respect that Durant, at least Durant is. Because LeBron, you have the LeBron lovers who are just always going to talk about how LeBron James is the father of God. Although his father is Delonte West. So what is that? We don't know. I think Donovan Mitchell is a future MVP winner. So
could very well be. Kid is shining right now.
He makes it look effortless. He's playing against one of the most physical teams in the NBA, and he's just making it look effortless.
All right, let's do Wizards Raptors. That was
nothing.
That was a pretty quick series. Wizards. Is it time to blow up the Wizards?
That depends. Does John Wall or Bradley Beal come to the Knicks? Because if it's yes, then yeah, it is. It is time.
I mean, for the Wizards themselves, I don't know. They just seem to be stuck in that area where they're just going to get to playoffs, hit round one, maybe make it through round one, and that's it.
Well, I mean, I think the reason that you are seeing this issue was made clear by, I don't remember if it was Jose Calderon or JJ Barea, basically told him your teammates hate playing with you. So I guess John Wall is just an absolute jerk, and that's probably why, just like the Thunder, they're not going to win anything. If Russell Westbrook continues with the attitude he's got, nobody's going to want to play with him, and he's going to have just a team of scrubs.
Durant, Westbrook's teammates seem to defend him. Steven Adams defends him fiercely. Paul George seemed to, come out in his defense
because he helps them win.
Well, but he's he didn't get along with Durant
or Harden or Serge Ibaka.
I don't think they had a problem with Harden. I think they just couldn't afford to pay Harden. I don't think there was real enmity there. I think Durant and Westbrook was the schism, and that almost tore the Thunder apart. But now that Durant's gone, I think everyone kind of recognizes that it's Westbrook's team, except maybe Melo. And if Paul George opts back in, I think you could say it's their team. So I guess you'd have to see if a schism formed there to see if it's Westbrook that was the problem. Wall, I don't know that I've seen his teammates come to his defense very much.
No, he was literally on TV called out. Person said to him during a game, I don't remember if it was JJ Barea or if it was Jose Calderon. One of them said to him, you could see it, looked him dead in the face and said, your teammates hate playing with you. So yeah. So I mean, it was that's probably what the issue is. Yeah, He's probably
they
insufferable.
Need to figure that out. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about Beal as well. So I don't know what the deal with the Wizards is.
I will tell you. Well, actually, let me ask you first because this does relate to should the Wizards be blown up. How do you feel about the Knicks going with a really big lineup? Cantor, KP, and Marcin Gortat. Because if Marcin Gortat was like, I want to play for the Knicks, I'll take $1 million a year, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, come on.
I mean, yeah, if he's taking that, then sure.